Something has changed at Heartland. The ranch has always carried a quiet peace, a gentle balance between sunlight and shadow. But lately, the shadows feel heavier, stretching longer than they should, settling over the land like a warning no one can name. And on this morning, that warning finally begins to reveal itself. Amy senses it immediately. The silence around the ranch feels too thick, too heavy. Spartan refuses to calm down, lifting his head at every small sound near the gate. His instincts have never failed her, and today they worry her more than she wants to admit. Trying to distract herself, Amy reaches for Ty's old journal, almost as if something pulls her toward it. When she opens it, a folded note slips out. The handwriting is jagged, rushed, carved harshly into the page. "You're closer than you think. Stop digging." A chill races through her. Who left this? When? Why hide it in a place only family should touch? The fear rises fast, but she forces herself to keep moving across the property. Jack begins his morning in a way that instantly alarms Lisa. He walks with his shoulders tight, eyes scanning the land as if expecting trouble. He's been waking before dawn, circling the property the way he did decades ago when Heartland faced real danger. He claims he's fine, just tired, but he doesn't tell her about the phone calls. Calls with no voice, only slow, steady breathing. Lou feels the tension too. Her campaign work scatters across her desk, but even behind the papers she can sense something wrong in the air. When Amy appears in the doorway, pale and shaken, Lou knows the ranch isn't facing an ordinary problem. The unease deepens when Caleb rushes in unexpectedly. Dust covers him, and his breath is uneven. He brings news that stops everyone cold. An injured horse has been found near the old trails, but the wound is not from a predator or accident. It is precise, controlled, made by a human hand. Amy kneels beside the trembling animal, sensing fear far stronger than pain. Something metallic glints in the disturbed grass. She digs it out, a scratched metal tag marked with a strange symbol. When Jackie sees it, his face drains of color. He whispers the name he hoped he would never speak again. Coleman Ree. Decades ago, Coleman was convinced the Bartlett Fleming family stole land that belonged to him. He accused them of forging borders, moving fences, even altering survey maps. When no one believed him, his anger twisted into obsession. He left threatening notes, destroyed property, scared horses, and finally disappeared, leaving behind only rumors and shadows. The injured horse. The strange note. The tag with Coleman's symbol. Someone is sending a message. As the day fades, the ranch grows colder, its peace cracking bit by bit. Amy watches the shadows stretch across the fields, sensing something out there, something watching. Spartan refuses to settle, mirroring her fear. Jack tries to hide his own worry, but Amy finds him by the old barn, shoulders heavy with thoughts he doesn't want to share. When she pushes gently, he finally admits a dark truth. Coleman wasn't just angry, he was dangerous. He once left dead animals at the gate. He tried to startle horses so badly they nearly injured themselves. He carved warnings into fence posts in the middle of the night. And one night, things escalated so far that Jack forced Coleman off the property for good. Coleman made a promise as he fled. He would never forget, and he would never forgive. Lou calls the police, but the officer repeats the same frustrating line. Vague threats aren't enough. Without evidence, they can't open a case. Lou slams the phone down, fighting the familiar fear of facing danger alone. Lisa arrives home later, unaware of the chaos until she sees Amy holding the note and tag. When she reads them, her expression shifts instantly. She remembers a buyer who backed out of a land deal with her years ago, saying he didn't want to inherit a feud with a ghost. She brushed it off then. Now it feels like a truth she ignored. Night falls quickly, and the ranch tightens under its own tension. Caleb works on the old motion lights. Lou and Lisa quietly make emergency plans. Katie and Nathan stand at the window, watching the horses shift restlessly. Around midnight, Spartan panics in his stall. Amy rushes to the barn, only to stop in her tracks. The hay is disturbed, 3 perfect lines dragged straight across the pile. A symbol, a message, something Jack once described from the worst years of Coleman's obsession. Someone has been inside the barn. Amy checks every stall, every corner, but she feels it deep in her chest. The intruder is long gone. When she steps outside, she swears she sees someone near the fence line, a still shape, watching. But when she blinks, the figure is gone. Shaken, she tells Lou and Lisa. Lou calls Jack again, but the phone crackles with static before cutting out. The family gathers in fear until Jack returns, pale and shaken. He says he found tracks by the creek, not animal prints, not boot prints, but lighter steps, almost deliberately covered. He refuses to say more. Amy barely sleeps. Something presses on her chest, a feeling that someone is getting closer. She goes outside again, drawn by Spartan's unease, and finds Georgie sitting in the barn with her hands woven tightly together. Georgie admits she's been getting anonymous messages for weeks, short warnings like stay close to family or watch the trail. She ignored them at first. Now she realizes they weren't random at all. Before Amy can respond, the barn lights flicker. Then a single knock echoes from the side door. And no one answers when Amy calls out. When she opens the door, cold air rushes in. No person stands there, only a small box tied with rough twine, stamped with the same scratch symbol from the metal tag inside. Amy finds a broken piece of an old gate hinge, the kind used decades ago on the abandoned property, tied to Coleman. Beneath it lies a Polaroid photo, grainy and smudged, showing a shadowy figure standing near Heartland's fence line. Taken only hours earlier. Georgie gasps and covers her mouth. Amy feels her heart drop. Someone stood feet from their home, taking pictures while the family slept. Jack bursts into the barn when he hears Spartan's panicked movements. When he sees the box and photo, anger flashes across his face, a kind of anger Amy rarely sees. He tells them the truth he's avoided for years. Coleman's younger brother once trained horses nearby but died in a tragic accident. Some blamed the horse, others blamed poor safety. But Coleman blamed Heartland. He believed they destroyed his family's future and swore to make them pay. He stalked the ranch, damaged property, and sent warnings that grew more unhinged over time. But the scariest part wasn't Coleman. It was the person who helped him, someone who stayed in the shadows, unseen, unnamed. And that person might be the one haunting Heartland now. Later that night, Amy hears a truck engine humming far down the road, not approaching, just idling, watching. By the time Jack steps outside, the sound fades into the darkness. Inside the house, everyone stays awake. Fear sits in the room like a living thing. The box and Polaroid sit on the table like accusations. No one knows what Coleman or his partner want, only that they are getting bolder. Morning brings no comfort. The light feels thin and cold. Amy steps outside and freezes when she sees fresh footprints leading toward the old trail. They stop suddenly at the fence, as if the person stood there for a long time before leaving. One print shows a slight drag, a sign of an old injury. Jack once told her Coleman injured his leg years ago. A tremor runs through Amy. Whatever is happening is no longer a threat on the edges of their world. It has stepped inside, inch by inch. And the worst part is simple. They have no idea what comes next, only that it's getting closer, and it won't stop until the truth finally comes out.